last week we played Councillor Shahid Mushtaq and Councillor Holly Harrison's antics at the council meeting. I want to play it again just to refresh you and bring you up to speed with a couple of things. Both what I want to bring you up to speed with is important, but I think it's worthwhile just replaying this little clip.
Anyone should support this amendment. The amendment makes reference to a BBC investigation which found that a Pakistani national had posted an article that included a false name for the perpetrator responsible for the slaughter of 3 young girls in Southport. The point I'm making, Mr. Mayor, is that the amendment is at best misleading, and if I were a cynic, I might think it was spreading misinformation. The riots were not stoked by a little-known website called Channel 3 Now. They were stoked by prominent figures like Mrs. Spofforth, Tommy Robinson, Andrew Tate and Nigel Farage. That's where the evidence points. I have an opinion as to why Councillor Quigg failed to highlight the role of Mrs. Spofforth and others in his amendment, instead blaming a Pakistani national. I won't share my opinion with you today. What I will do is show you a photo of the person who was responsible. This lady here.
No, it's not.
No, that's in every newspaper article you can find.
Go on, carry on.
And against the person who Councillor Quigg decided to blame. So that's the actual perpetrator, and this is the person Councillor Quigg decided to blame. I will not, and I will ask you not to vote for this amendment because of its misleading.
Okay, so that is Councillor Shahid Mushtaq, senior councillor in Oldham, one of Arood Shah's right-hand stooges, clearly saying that the riots was a consequence of misinformation spread by a woman called Mrs. Spofforth, Bernadette Spofforth. He makes reference to her repeatedly and includes showing off a photograph of her in a full Oldham Council meeting. So when Councillor Mushtaq is speaking, and you can see he was being encouraged by the Pakistani leader of Oldham Council, Arood Shah, who likes to cry crocodile tears and scream misogyny when it suits her, and racism, even resorting to claiming mango chutney as racist. Forever playing the victim, and these two play the victim more than anyone in my experience in this council. Well, it seems that Bernadette has been cleared of all and has no case to answer. No further action. No further action. So, whilst Councillor Mushtaq says this is the person responsible, yes, thank you, Tony. Whilst Councillor Mushtaq clearly says this is the person responsible on behalf of Oldham Council, on behalf of Arood Shah, on behalf of the Labour Party, the irony of ironies is whilst they are debating an online safety bill to prevent the spread of misinformation, Councillor Mushtaq is making a complete malicious, fabricated allegation against an innocent woman. The fact that this is a white woman should not go without notice, because this is what these Pakistani leaders of our town, aided by the white Labour Party counterparts and the independents Hobin, Hindle, Hints and Nafsi, do. They gaslight, they demonise anyone who dares speak out against their version of what they want the United Kingdom to look like. This is the person responsible. Councillor Shahid Mushtaq should now, in a functioning democracy, he should have already issued an unreserved apology, but this Pakistani won't. This Pakistani man won't issue an unreserved apology, because if he did, he could no longer play the victim. So it's completely outrageous what he has claimed, completely false. And opposition councillors, if they had anything about them, the opposition councillors would be demanding his immediate suspension. They would be demanding Mushtaq's immediate removal from the cabinet, immediate suspension from the council. This is a textbook case with evidence that is undeniable, unavoidable, irrefutable of where he, as a Labour Party leader in this town, is spreading misinformation. If we want to stop the spreading of misinformation, then surely our leaders should not be using the council chamber as a platform to spread their racist lies.
Do not fear them. Do not fear any of them.